Today on Heavy Metal Archives, I want to talk about lip syncing and backing tracks. A growing controversy in the music industry these days is the use of backing tracks in live performances. Many bands feel that they can't deliver an adequate performance without this crutch. Kiss is the most mentioned offender on this subject, having many fan recordings surface from the current End of the Road tour. Many of these clips show obvious mistakes the band has made while trying to stay in sync with the tracks. Of course, Kiss isn't the only offender. Many groups have confirmed to have utilized the practice, including Motley Crue on their farewell tour. Without a doubt, age plays a role in the use of backing tracks. Obviously, we all get older, and Father Time takes its toll on all of us. Paul Stanley has had well-documented issues with his voice. Limited abilities due to aging is only human and understandable, but the question still has to be asked. As ticket buyers, what are we paying for? Are you as a consumer satisfied with just seeing your heroes on stage while they lip sync to their greatest hits album? Another approach some acts have opted for is to have additional musicians play, either on or off stage, live to fill out their sound. Aerosmith has done this as well as Fleetwood Mac. At one time, Robert Mason sang behind the scenes to support Ozzy Osbourne's vocals on tour. I'm not saying that Robert Mason sang the songs and Ozzy Osbourne lip synced. I'm saying that Robert Mason backed up Ozzy's vocals on tour. So where Ozzy may have fell short, Mason's vocals were behind him to pull it up to par. The Cult is another example. They've always performed with a rhythm guitarist live, but Billy Duffy handles all the axe duties in the studio. Personally, I find the use of additional players to be more genuine than the use of backing tracks. But I suppose all this raises the question that if these bands can't perform at this top tier level anymore, is it time that they should just hang it up? Don't get me wrong, I'm glad so many older rock and metal acts are still around, but the question still remains, if you can't physically perform, is it fair to keep trying to sell tickets to consumers? Now, at least the older acts have somewhat of an excuse. More and more speculation comes out all the time that even younger acts are using tracks just to make sure they sound good live. This is a byproduct of social media and camera phones. The fear is that any hiccup in the performance will be on YouTube before the show is even over. It's an understandable fear, but doesn't that just kill the spirit of the live rock show? A little bit on, I suppose, an aside to this subject is, what about when the singer's not even around anymore? We're starting to see more and more hologram shows pop up. For instance, the Ronnie James Dio camp, they have toured or are in talks to tour with a hologram of Ronnie James Dio and a live backing band, which I mean, it's an interesting concept as a novelty, and I would like to see it one time, but I would hate to see this become such a norm that when a musician passes, that they're still going to be on tour year in and year out as a hologram. I know that the Frank Zappa camp has come up with an idea for a tour like this, and I've heard rumors and speculation that the Michael Jackson estate is in talks of doing this, and you can probably rest assured they will. But at some point, it seems to me it will become morbid and maybe even somewhat a detriment to the legacy of the musician. That being said, I'll say it again. I would like to see the Ronnie James Dio tour just as I actually never got to see RJD live before he passed away. And though this would be a small consolation, I would like to see this mainly from a novelty standpoint. But I certainly wouldn't want to see this just become the norm. Just this week, Eddie Money and Ric Ocasek passed away. But I don't know that means that for the next 10 years there needs to be a Cars reunion with Ric Ocasek's hologram playing. I don't think that would be the right thing to do or the moral thing to do. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Please weigh in the comments below and let me know what you think. And thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Stay metal.